Hello, hi, my name is Sid and today I'll be showing how to organize your Kodi library, and there are some few steps that I have learned and I would like to share with you on how to organize your Kodi library. Now the first thing that you have to remember is that this is done on Kodi version 17.1, or as it is known as Kodi Krypton. Now what I would be showing you is from start to finish, and if I show you my Kodi library, it is nothing is present. There's no TV shows, there is nothing, there's no files, nothing is there. So how do we go about it? So first thing is I will need to import my movies. So first let us go and add some movies to my library. So as you see, we'll need to add a video source. So I will name this media as movies. Okay, and the path will be in my local drives. Okay, so now I need to set the content as movies. Just remove this and also enable highlight cursor. Now I would have to select the directory as movies, and the information provider is the movie database. If I go to the settings, I would like to keep the original title. I don't want that. Enable fan art, enable trailer. So right now I am just keeping this on the default settings. Okay, and I will click on OK. So do you want to refresh information for all items within this path? I click yes. Now as this is happening, I would like to show you that we have encountered an error. This is good. I would still click on yes, and I would just check my internet connectivity if it is fine. And let me just connect that to my Wi-Fi, and as you can see, we have 9 movies over here. So technically if I go to my Kodi, I should be seeing 9 movies. So let us click no and come back to it later. And now if I go to movies, I go to my movies, and there you go, we have a lot. So I go to movies and I would like to change this view type to poster, and as you see, this is just a folder that we can see over here. So I would like to check whether the library is updating correctly, and while we are at it, and while we are at this screen, I would also like to add my TV shows. So I'll add on videos, I'll go to browse, and then I will select my folder for TV shows, and as you see, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 TV shows that you should be seeing. And enter the name for this media, it is TV shows, and this directory contains TV shows, and the information provider is TVDB. And again, I leave this on the default settings and click OK. Do you want to refresh information for all items within this path? I click on yes, and while it is checking on information, I will go back to my main screen. I hope it should be scraping information, but right now you see nothing is coming up. What you can do is, on the restart of Kodi, you can ask, or you can set the library to refresh each and every time you start Kodi. So for that, I go to media settings and go to video library and see this option, update library on startup. Click yes, and this is for video library. And now manage sources. Again, I go to videos, I go to movies. It's not working as intended. Let me see what I can do. I would like to change this. Yeah, a small tip. So now the default select action will always play the movies. Rather than that, I would like to just click on show information so that I can view the movie information or the TV information, like the gist of it, or and if there is a possibility to download the subtitles, things like that. So I would like to click on show information. So go to videos and right mouse click movies and click for scan for new content. Unable to connect to remote server. Would you like to continue scanning? I click yes, and I am not positive as to why this is happening. It's showing fine for the TV shows, but for movies it's not working fine. So let's go to TV shows, and you can see the files are over here. I'm just trying to find out why my TV shows. In order to populate, enter file section, add media source and configure it. After this index, you'll be able to browse your library. Okay, so why don't we just go ahead and restart Kodi. While I do that, to all programs, click on Kodi. One thing to note is that I am doing this fresh. Unable to connect to remote server. Click on yes. Click on no. So maybe we may need to add an add-on. So let's go to settings, go to system settings, add-ons, and check mark unknown sources. This is just to as a precaution in case there are some add-ons which is not from the Kodi repository. Now let's go to add-ons, download, go to information providers, movie information, and I would like to also use universal movie scraper. I'm positive I don't want to use it or not, but let's go to movie database, go to information. Let's see if we can update it. Click on 5.4 and it is updating as we see. Yep, the movie database add-on is added. Let's do this for the TVDB as well. So let's go to TVDB and on update, select the latest version, and while that is happening, let us go back to the main screen. Go to movies, right mouse click movies, go to scan for content, and I believe now it is scraping correctly. So it was an update issue. So now I will show you how to ensure that our movies are correctly displaying. And as you can see over here, that Dirty Harry is now changed to Magnum Force, so it is correctly scraping the information from the movie database. So like I showed you, I have 9 movies, so technically I should be seeing 9 movies in front of me. But there's a small thing. The Naked Gun trilogy actually has 3 movies, so in total we should be seeing 12 movies in front of me. So while this is happening, it seems that the scraping is done. So let's go to our movies, and there you go. As you can see, let's see how many movies do we have. So everything is showing us unwatched, so let's go. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and it seems that it is going round and round. So let's see which movies are not here, and I would like to change this. uh, so let us go and see which movies are not here. So we have, do we, so I can see Burn After Reading is there. Death at a Funeral, surprisingly not present in. As you see, I do not have Death at a Funeral. And why is this? So let's go and see. We have Death at the Funeral with the name Klaxon. So this is something that is old. But if you see over here, the way Kodi scrubs information is that you need to have a proper name along with the year in brackets. Only then it will be very easy for Kodi to scrape this information. And I cannot also see Street Fighter 2 the movie. So Death at the Funeral and Street Fighter 2 the animated movie is not present. So how do I ensure that these two movies are present in my movie library? You see, we cannot see Return of Pink Panther, and so as we see, we have different movies, but none of them of Death at the Funeral and Street Fighter 2. So first thing is we need to know the year in which Death at the Funeral was released. So let's go to Wikipedia and type Death at a Funeral. And we have two movies. This is the British one, so I know it is a 2000 film. So just for the sake of ease, I will copy this title. I will go to the folder and I will rename it. And this is very important that we maintain the standard, because this is described in the naming video files and TV show in the Kodi wiki. So if we go to, this is for the video files and TV show, so let's go to the original for movie. So as you see, this information is automatically scraped from either the MovieDB or the MovieDB add-on or the Universal Movie Scraper add-on, and this should be your structure. This one is in case you have one single file. In this example is if you have from a DVD, and this example is in case you are having a Blu-ray. So you should have the file name in this particular way. Okay, now like I said, we have renamed our Death at the Funeral in this folder structure name. So you have the movie name and in the brackets the movie release year. But now let's go to Death at the Funeral, and now you see we have two parts. So the first thing that we need to do is ensure that both the movie parts are written this way, and you put it as part 1 and rename this as Death a Funeral 2007 part 2. And also we can check if this file or if this movie is present in the movie database. So the link will be there in the video description. So it is themoviedb.org, and let us search for this movie, Death at a Funeral. you need to understand is that these information that you see in Kodi, like Magnum Force, the cast, the the plot, director, everything comes from this website, the MovieDB. So it is automatically scrubbed and scraped and put in the correct format. So same, I need to do Death at the Funeral. As you see, it is present. So we have two Death at the Funeral. One was released in 2007, another 2010. I have the 2000 version, so just click on it and give it time. So we have a lot of information over here, and let's see whether this works. I go to Kodi. Let's go back. Let's go back to movies, and I go on top to movies, right mouse click. Okay, so it's not working as intended. Okay, let's go to videos, files, and on movies, right mouse click, click on scan for new content. Click on it, and as you see, Death at a Funeral is automatically scrubbed, and we should be getting Death at a Funeral in our movies. And there you go, we have Death at a Funeral, and all the information is correctly shown. Now what about Street Fighter? So let's see if we can do that. I have Street Fighter, the animated movie, one of my favorite movies, and as you see, this movie is not present in my Kodi library. So how do I do that? Another way of adding movies is going to files, go to movies, and let me just change this view, or yes, now. So here we have Street Fighter Do, the animated movie. Either you can right mouse click or press the enter for a long time, and then you have scan to library. Once I click on this, it will try to scrape it, and if it is not present or if it is not able to scrape it easily, you get an opportunity to enter the movie name correctly. It takes a bit of a hard work to get your movies correctly displayed in the Kodi library, so I would suggest you to just be prepared. So now let's search Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, and there you have it. Click on it, give it a moment, and why don't we just copy this, go to Kodi, and paste this information, and along with the year, don't forget there should be a space, so 1994, and click OK. Locally stored information is found, ignore and refresh from the internet. You need to click yes. Once it is scraped, you get to or all the movies which the Kodi has found on the moviedb.org. So I would suggest I would go with the first one, and I will wait. So there you go, all the information has been scraped and it is correctly displayed. So now if I go to my movie collection, I should be seeing now Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. So all my movies is now present. Now TV shows, on the other hand, is going to be a little bit of a tricky way. So first thing first, let's go to files in videos, TV shows, right mouse click or press and hold, and as you can see, I have few files but it is not showing correctly. So how do I do that? Let's go to TV shows, and right mouse click on scan for new content. And as you see, a lot of a lot of TV shows are being scraped, and only one of them was scraped correctly, and that was Carlos. So let's see. I believe I can even see Adventures of Tintin to be scraped correctly. And let's go to TV shows. So I can see Adventures of Tintin, and I can see Carlos and Holocaust. What is happening now with Detective Academy Q? So this is a manga anime series, BBC comedy Chef, and then Best of the Not 9 o'clock news, and Faulty Towers season 1 and 2. The Faulty Towers is a pretty popular show, but it is not yet scraped correctly. So why is this happening? Well, there are certain standards one needs to follow when they are naming the files for TV shows. So as you go to the Kodi wiki, you should be seeing a TV naming and folder structure. Click on it, and it is a bit tricky. So first we need to ensure that the series is in the TVDB. Now I have noticed is that the tvdb.com, if I just search for it, if I just go and to the TVDB, more often than not I should be seeing a 503 error. So let's go and search a TV show. So let's say Faulty Towers. If I click search, many a times I found a 503 error. I have found that this link is quite reliable, but if it works, it works. So there are a few prerequisites we need to do, and let's go with the naming convention of the TV series. Like in movie, we have a top folder, and then within that we have all the TV episode. So if you see my TV series collection for Faulty Towers, I have one episode, one folder for season 1 and one folder for season 2. I don't need to do that. I need to ensure that my file name is correct for the video file. So it should be the series name followed by season 1 episode 1, then episode name. This is the most crucial aspect of the scraping, that is ensuring that the season 1 and episode 1 is correctly mentioned. If you go a little bit in depth with how the naming convention goes, you need to have this format. Either you can put season 1 cross E2 or 1x02 or 102 or S01E2, anyone. This should be the naming convention, followed by dot, either AVI or MKV, whatever is the file format extension, it should be. Now another case is that in Tintin that I have both the, let me ensure that my speakers are mute. So if I go to Adventures of the Tintin, as you see Cigars of Pharaoh, you will have both the episodes in one file. So I have part 1 and part 2 should be over here. There you go. So you will see the next part also in the same file. So to handle this kind of an exception, we need to ensure that the file naming is correct. So here I made a list. So as you see, we have Cigars of the Pharaoh, and this is the naming convention. So this is season 1. It has both episode 6 and episode 7. And how do I ensure that this is the folder, or this is the episode name? The number is, again, I go to the TVDB, click on search, type The Adventures of Tintin favorite shows and give it a moment. Why don't I search in the other mirror site if it is working? I'm surprised that this link is working. So here we go. So we have Adventures of Tintin. Click on it, and as you see, it's a TV series. And here you see we have season 1, and if you see over here we have some of the other languages episode names. So here I have The Crab with the Golden Claws, and we have Cigars of Pharaoh. So Cigars of Pharaoh part 1 is episode 6 in season 1. Cigars of Pharaoh episode 2 is season 1 7th episode. So following the naming standards, you see we have this format. So what I will do is copy and paste it. Now coming on to Adventures of Tintin, so I will have to do this entire thing. I don't want to spend time on that, but as you see we have the standard format. Now if I go to Faulty Towers, the episodes are all in the standard format. So what I'll do is I'll copy them, or I will cut them and put in the top level folder. Same is the case with season 2. I will ensure that the file naming structure is correct, and let's remove this. So my Faulty Towers is done. Now in Kodi, click back, and on TV shows I will click on scan for new content, and as you see Faulty Towers will come, and there you go. It should be showing now correctly. Oh, it's not. Why is that? Because our top level folder is not correct, so I need to change this. Just Faulty Towers. And now if I go to TV shows, videos, TV shows, for some reason this is not showing. I will try to see if I can update the library over here, and let's see what it is scraping. There we go, we have Faulty Towers, and it should be showing in a minute. Yep, and now we have Faulty Towers with all the information. Season 1, all the files are present. We go and see, and there you go, we have all the files along with its plot, the information, and all the fan art. So it looks quite clean. Coming on to Adventures of Tintin, let me see if I am able to get seasons, and if I click on play, I'm not positive of what would happen. Yes, we can only see that the Cigars of Pharaoh is present, and like I showed you, Cigars of Pharaoh is having both the episodes in one file. So let's click on the first part, and as you will see that the file will automatically take you to the first part. So as you see, this is part 1, Cigars of Pharaoh part 1 will be shown over here. Now let's go to the second part, and if you see over here, it does handle part 2 quite well. I'm not tested this before, but I'm quite positive. Okay, so it is not done correctly. So let's fix this. First off, I will need to click on Tintin, scan for new content. It should be working, but while that is happening, let's go and try to fill Detective Academy queue. So now I got Faulty Towers, I got Carlos, and barely I got Tintin. So Tintin will take a lot of time. Let's do Detective Academy queue. This is a really good Japanese show which I like. So there are a few things over here. First is that the file name convention is very different from what the Kodi standards say, right? We need to have either episode, part 2, or something. Okay, either only if I just put E02, even that works. So here we have the file, and I will also show you how to rename your files, batch files, using Windows PowerShell. So it's a fairly long task, so let us go to details. And one thing that you need to ensure that is there should be a pattern in your file. As I can see, only the last 2 digits are changing, whereas the other part, Detective Academy queue, is not changing. So there is a small script which I managed to get, so and I will try to show it to you. So first thing I need to ensure is that 0 1, okay, 0 1 0 2 is all changed. But how can I handle this? What I can do is maybe just change q underscore to q underscore e, and automatically that will add e in front of all the episode numbers. So first thing we need to do is press Ctrl and press Shift, right mouse click, and click on Open PowerShell window over here. Now this command I will be putting in the video description below. I need to change underscore q underscore, so I would put this as underscore q underscore because I want to find all the files where underscore q underscore is there in the file name. The extension, as I can see, AVI, so I'm to AVI, and basically this will try to get all the files which is satisfying this condition, and I would replace underscore q underscore with underscore q underscore e. Now it's not mandatory that you need to have the preceding underscore, but I would just like to keep it. I will copy this, paste it, and I hope this works. So press enter and let's hit refresh. Yep, we can now see that all the episodes has an E in front of it. So this particular show is very tough to scrape online. TVDB had a very tough time to identify this, and I hope that this goes very smooth for this example. So first thing we need to search is the TV show. So Detective School Q, click on enter, and let's see what does TVDB offer us. So while we're at it, why don't I just go ahead? Oh, there we go. So we have series no results, episode no results, and people no results. So let's do a little bit of a Wikipedia and see what it shows. Detective School Q. So here we have Detective School Q, and shows us Detective School Q. But what do I have in my file name? I have Detective Academy Q. I need to search correctly as Detective Academy Q. So this is an alternate title which has been there in certain regions, and certain regions in the world has used Detective School Q as its title. So there we have Detective Academy Q. Click on it, and yes, here we go. So we should have close to 45 episodes along with one bonus episode. So I see we have episode 1 to 45. We have 45 things. Now many a times some of the people like to collect some additional footage, maybe like behind the scenes or interviews, any of that nature. So those bonus information, if we see the Kodi naming convention, so here we have multi episodes like I explained to you for Tintin. Split episodes, I'm not positive how to go about that, but we also have additional episodes, which, yes, here you go, we have special episodes. So what we can do is we need to change this to season 00 episode, particular episode. So now what I would do is, I don't have any seasons, I would just change the file name to episode. Instead of bonus, I would just put as episode 00 and press enter. This should be the file name format. Now let's see whether we will be able to scrape this show easily. To make our life easier, we will change file name, or sorry, the folder name on the top level. Remove the preceding and any underscores that you have. It's updated. Now let's go to Kodi, back, TV shows. I go to title and click on update library. Let's see whether we have been able to get it. Oh yes, automatically scraping. Sometimes if you have a tough time to scrape this, I will also show you in another example on this show, Best of Not 9 o'clock news. I will try to show you how to scrape if you're not able to get the information successfully from the TVDB. Now let's go to Kodi, and there you have Detective School Q. All the information is easily shown over here. Go to the next show, that is Best of Not the 9 o'clock news. And what is a good thing with TVDB and Kodi is that not all of the times you're going to get a correct hit. So say for example you have two TV shows with a very similar name, and when you do an online scrape using Kodi, it picks up the incorrect show. How do you ensure that the Kodi picks up the correct show? So for that we have something called as NFO parsing. So first thing we need to do is search the series name, and it should be quite an exact match. So if I now search Not the 9 o'clock news, let me just duplicate this. So if I just search something like not the 9 o'clock news. Not the 9 o'clock news. And if I search, I don't get any hits. But if I search with not the 9 o'clock news, again I'm not getting any hits. So why is that? Let us search what the file is or what the show is correctly. So it has to be a very very accurate name. So let me search like this. Click search and I should be getting show. So there we go, we have an exact match. So not the 9 o'clock news. Click on it. And one thing that is very important to help you scrape or manually by creating an NO4 file is this ID. Now if you go to NFO files, you can parse this information. So how do you create an NO4 file? Simple, just copy this link, go to the folder that you need to create an NFO file, open Notepad, paste this link, and here do we see this ID. We need to change this particular ID to the ID that we have found in the TVDB. So in this case it is 77009. Click on type 77000, click file, save as, and again there is a standard on naming the file. So let me just go to the location, and if we go to Kodi, the file name should be shown as, the wiki has example, so you can go to TV show example, and the file name should be tvshow.nfo. okay, so what I will do is save this as tvshow.nfo, and instead of save as, type as document, click on all files, encoding as u8, and fix. Once that is done, so that you have the NFO file, let's see whether this episodes will be scraped automatically or not. So go to Kodi, click on update library. Now it is doing automatically, it has scraped. And did it scrape successfully? I'm positive. Yep, it has scraped successfully, but I'm not seeing any episodes. Why is that? Well, this is because our file name of the episode is not correct. So how do we go and rectify it? I will go to specials. Because this is a best of, it will not be appearing in seasons. So why don't we just go and see the episode list. So specials, so there you have. So I have best of not the 9 o'clock news volume 1. So I will copy this text and in Notepad I will just paste it, just to ensure that the any formatting is not appearing. And as you see, we have season 0 episode 1. So I will also put in between volume 1, I will put it at season 00 episodes. That's for volume 1, and let me do the same for volume 2. 00 episode 02. Okay, now let's rename these files. 1 volume 1, next one part 2 or volume 2. Now once you put this files over here in this form, we need to again refresh the library. Go to update library, we'll scan, and there you have it. We have the episodes. Now the final show that is missing is Chef. One way of doing it is going to the files, it seems I have broken Kodi. Oh, it's not working. Going to TV shows, so here I see Chef. I long press enter or right mouse click and click on scan to library. It will try to scrape it, but it is not working. So what I will do is remove all this unnecessary information. Just type in Chef, the correct order, and click on OK. Whenever you get this message, just click on refresh from internet, click on yes, and whatever internal information is there, it will overwritten. So like I said, we have a lot of shows with a similar name, and as you see, we have one with Chef, then we have Top Chef, Cat Chef, Iron Chef, but I just need Chef. Click on it, it will try to get all the information related to that particular series. Click on play. Whoa, we cannot see any episodes. Why is that? Let's see how our folder is structured. So we have Chef 1. So as we see, we have season 1, and don't need that. We have season 2. Again, you have the word season, we don't need it. Chef 3. Again, we have season in the word, I don't need it. And Chef Extras. So I don't need Chef Extras right now, but I will definitely need season 1, season 2, season 3. So I will put this in the top level folder. Oh, correct. I'll put them in the top level folder. Chef 2 also, I will put them the top level folder, and Chef 3, put that the top level folder. I don't need this, so I'll delete it. Now we had the PowerShell script, so why don't we try that over here? I'll click on the place where I saved this. You know what, I will change this to batch power. Now I need to change the word season to S, so let's do the same thing. Press shift, right mouse click, open PowerShell window here. For the sake of viewing, I will change details. There you go. So I want only season. I can change season to season S0, so that I get S01, 02, S3. And let's change this over here. So as you can see, we have MKV video format that is already there. Season, I've already made it, and S. I can just change this to S0 and ensure that it is there in single quotes. Copy, paste, and press enter. Just refresh it. Something did not go right. What did go? Okay, Okay, I will change to S. Will that work? I'm not a PowerShell user, so oh, we are in wrong location. We're in the wrong location, and why we could not do it? Okay, so I think so. The file name is quite long, so let's just do, or just name it as again. Let's exit from here. Shift, right mouse click, open PowerShell window here. As you see, we are in the right location. Copy, paste, press enter. Did it work? Yes, as you see, all the season has changed to S01, S02, and S03. Now let's go back to Kodi, back and back, back, files, TV shows for new content. So since chef was already present, here I can see TV shows, chef. Oh, why is that happening? I'm doing something wrong. TV shows, title, chef. Right mouse click chef and click on scan for new content, and it should automatically add it over here. But like you remember, we had changed the search or scan the library during startup, so why don't we just try that feature? I will click on exit, and relaunch Kodi again. So Kodi, so, and is it searching again? Something was not right. You go to videos, TV shows, title, chef, information, play, nothing. Something is not going. What is not going right? Personnel, subject to contract. This is little bit complicated. Ooh. Scan for new content. Another way of doing things is right mouse click chef, click on change content and put it as TV shows, and click OK, and there you go, we have our files, but it is not scraping these information correctly. Why is that? Well, let's see. I go to TV shows, date library. It's not showing here. Yes, here we go. Now we have chef, but it is still not showing. Something is not going good. Is this something that I am doing wrong? Ah, is it possible that the word chef doesn't have the exclamation mark? Why don't we try doing that? So we'll search everything that has the word chef. I don't need the preceding star, or maybe I'll just keep it for the sake of. I will replace chef with question mark. Press enter. Let's refresh, and there you go. Now will Kodi able to why don't we just restart Kodi? Click on Kodi again. So as I can see, something is not going right because I should be able to scan the library once Kodi starts. So let's see what is the mistake that we're doing. Go to settings, go to media settings, go to update library, hide videos, mm, some settings. No, it's not here. Player setting. Hmm. Try to see if I can update the library over here. Surprising. I think so. I will be just back in a moment. So